My daughter's military. She moved from El Paso to Washington, D.C. She was there less than a few weeks and needed to change the oil in her Jeep. I myself has taught her how to change her own oil. However, the last place that did her oil change was a company that had tightened it up too tight. So when she went to take the oil filter housing cap off, it broke. So she had already drained the oil from her Jeep, so she knew not to start it or anything, that she couldn't do anything except to call a tow truck and have them pick it up and tow it somewhere that could fix the housing unit. So she had it towed to Pep Boys. And then she realized, I need to contact my mom and let her know about this. Well, she had already had it delivered to Pep Boys, and that would have been my last choice. But anyway, I contacted Pep Boys, and they said that they had already been talking to Kayley and her father, which I am the sole owner of the vehicle. And I said, well, I would like for you to stay in contact with me and let me know what's going on. And he said that it looks like nothing your daughter done wrong. She would just need to replace the housing unit. We can do that, no problem. They ordered the part. They went to put it on. They called me and told me it was ready. She drove there, went to get in it to start it, and it would not turn over. She called me immediately. I said, go back in there and tell them it's not starting. So then I get them on the phone. They said, we don't know what's wrong with it. Let us bring it in here. We're not repair maintenance. I'm like, well, then you got a problem, because the invoice I've got says that you are a repair maintenance shop and you done repair. Now you're telling me you don't do things like that. Maybe you shouldn't have started working on this if you couldn't fix it. And then 2 days later, I'm finding out on a phone call from my daughter that the Pep Boys decided to have it towed without my permission over to Delcar Jeep dealership. So then I started calling over there, and I have a letter here from the Kenneth Williams over the service department. They said that someone had came by, and the adjuster came by and claimed that he tried to start the engine, that they started the engine, and that it was very noisy. And I have a letter here from Delcar saying that's impossible. The car never started, never turned over for them when they first got it. And what they could tell is that the engine was locked up from no oil being put in once it was fixed from the housing unit. There was no oil being put back in, and it locked up. And to fix it, it was going to cost $14,000 from an estimate that Delcar gave me. And of course, I had to just go up there and pick up the Jeep, put it on a trailer, and haul it back. And the week before that, I had to take my car up to Kayley so she could have a vehicle to drive. And since then, I have emailed several times to Pep Boys, to the consumer, February the 8th, the 22nd, the 23rd, the 26th, the 27th, March the 8th, and she's pretty much sending back a letter to it was in response. She didn't want to talk to me. She wanted to talk to Kayley. And I said, no, it's in my name. You'll talk to me. So I had to send her in the registration to prove that the car was in my name. But she pretty much sent Kayley an email saying that the damage to the vehicle and the consequences lost in unfortunate, and we do sympathize. However, there is no evidence of any negligence on the part of Pep Boys or any of its employees with regards to this damage. So I've sent plenty of emails. I've sent all kinds of stuff, and they're not going to even help. They've closed it out. They don't want nothing to do with this. I think they need to pay my expenses, my expenses for what this has cost for me to have to take my car to her, the gas trips, the engine, and compensate my husband for what he's doing, to get this child a car so she can, be in the military. And I mean, she had over almost right at $1,000 in a rental and I just had to give her my car. I just had to take it up there and give it to her. She couldn't afford the rental on a rental car, and to be worried to death and to be given a new job in the military and to try to, this was a lot on her, same as us. This has been a lot. It's took a lot of time since January the, um, 22nd or whenever this started. I was just going to request that they just replace the engine and not have to pay someone to do it. My husband was going to do it for nothing. And now they've left us high and dry, no customer service, no wanting to make anybody happy or take responsibility. So now I think it would be only fair for them to pay me my expenses.